I have made 3 videos and am completely out of ideas. Fuck it. Let's do a horde shooter. A horde shooter is a PvE game typically played with friends, where you take on a horde of enemies and shoot them. Hence the name horde shooter. There are a couple titans of the genre, that being Left 4 Dead and Payday, and the other ones. But the horde shooter we are looking at today is Warhammer 40k Darktide. You may be asking yourself right now, well, if they're the big two, why aren't I playing Left 4 Dead or Payday? And the simple answer is, I didn't fucking want to. The longer, more drawn out answer is, I feel as if, personally, horde shooters play exactly the same to one another, and the best one is up to personal interpretation. As well as I just wanted to play Darktide today. What sets Darktide apart from all other horde shooters is its setting, as well as its 4 base classes. But just between you and me, it's mostly the setting. Warhammer 40k Darktide is set in Warhammer 40k. That's a big shocker right there. Now, what does the setting of Warhammer 40k mean? It's grimdark and it's far in the future, specifically 38,000 years in the future. You might be asking, well, what's grimdark? It's shit's fucked, that's what it means. That's about all the detail you really need to know about Warhammer. If I was to start explaining it, I would need to put Subway Surfers on the screen for you to pay attention to it, and that's not what I'm about to get into. I'm about to get into Darktide. Speaking of Darktide, let's get into the other thing that makes Darktide different from other horde shooters. Its 4 base classes. Playing Veteran is very easy. Talking about it is very hard, because there's nothing to fucking say. The gist of the Veteran is it's the normal guy with the gun. The Veteran is very customizable, but because of this customizability, it lacks any true central identity. This class is the epitome of basic bitch. Playing this class really makes me relate to my grandmother. She has narcolepsy. 4 out of 10, next class. Where the Veteran makes me fall asleep, the Zealot makes my cock hard. The Zealot is like an inverse Veteran, whereas the Veteran focuses on range, the Zealot focuses on melee. This may sound boring, but the main strategy is to run into a group of enemies and keep attacking until you die. Not only does the Zealot have my favorite gameplay loop, but it also has my 2 favorite weapons. Those 2 weapons being the Flamer and the Warhammer. The Flamer because it quite literally melts through hordes of enemies so easily, but my true love is the Warhammer for one reason and one reason alone. The sound design.
Not too bad. Now get the assembly moving so we can get this done.
Ladies and gentlemen, we found it. The Warhammer 40k. This is the best class in the entire fucking game, 10 out of 10. Next class. The Ogryn is the basic tank. He's got a big boy booty and a big boy body, but a very also big boy health bar. That made grammatical sense, because Ogryns are also stupid. I am not being racist. It is in the lore, I swear. On another note, to get me out of that sticky situation, they also have the biggest guns, as well as the funny Minecraft pickaxe. The class is overall pretty fucking boring. 5 out of 10. Next class. I think you're seeing a pattern here. A long-range DPS, a close-range DPS, as well as a tank. The Psyker must obviously be a healer, right? And you'd be completely fucking wrong. It's a wizard, obviously. Everyone else knew that, except for you. I bet you feel like a big old idiot right now, and that's because you are a big old idiot, you big old idiot. I fucking love wizards, 8 out of 10. Those were the 4 main classes of Darktide. I feel like overall they were just okay, not because all 4 of them were just okay, it's because of 2 of them being so fucking boring and the other 2 being so fucking awesome. But that's more just personal taste. Let's get into something that's completely objective.
Die, scum! No prisoners! For the Emperor!
The gameplay of Darktide is rather simple. You go around doing objectives, such as giving consoles head. That's not the only fun objective, however. There's also the one where you play that arcade game where you stack the boxes on top of each other. But there's also my favorite objective, where you sit around and wait for shit to happen. If you couldn't tell, all 3 of those came from the exact same part of the same mission. You see, what just played out is what plays out in every single darktide mission. You give a console head, you play the cube box game, and you wait. Repeat that 2 to 3 times, and then kill a boss or a horde of enemies, and then you fucking dip. When I describe it like that, it fucking sucks, correct? Well, that's because you don't play these games for their objective or story. You play these games to kill a fuck ton of shit. And it feels so good killing a fuck ton of shit. In Minecraft. That was a close one, boys. That was a close one. So, what is the fuck ton of shit we are killing? In the game, they're described as people corrupted by the god of disease, Nurgle. In actuality, they're basically zombies. But those aren't the only zombies. There's also the special ones. Like this one, it's the Trapper. Its special ability is it pins you. Or like this one, the Dog. Its special ability is it pins you. If the last 2 pin you, any guess what this one does? Well, it actually explodes. This one pins you. Some other ones are the one that throws grenades at you, the one that throws fire at you, the other one that throws fire at you, the one that shoots 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 you, and the one that shoots you. They're going with a Taco Bell design philosophy, where you reuse everything, so everything feels the fucking same. Ultimately, it doesn't matter what form these guys take, seeing as no matter where they come from or what they look like, they will all turn into 99-cent store ground beef. Yes, I am hungry. What does it matter to you?
Blood for the Blood God!
Ultimately, I believe Warhammer 40k Darktide to be a very solid experience. Nothing to really sink your teeth into if you're lore hungry for Warhammer, but a great time if you have like an hour to kill. I feel like it would be way more fun with friends, but I don't have any of those, so I can't really test that. An area for improvement would definitely be the objectives, as well as the general mission variety. Giving a console head and playing the box game gets really boring after a little while, and ultimately, missions feel pretty much the same. There's stuff I really like about the game, but there's also stuff I really hate about the game. I believe it deserves 6 enemies that pin you out of 10. I'm Wendy Cat, and this has been a very serious review. Thanks for watching.